Hey everyone! If you're looking for inspiration or a different way of using your effects, I might have something for you today, and that is creating dub delays for your music. I now show you a few delays based on tape emulations and how you can work with your controller to set up your send and returns to create dub effects. So here you see my project, and I have here a loop of some music that I made. So and the music is now really static. There are barely any effects on it, so that I really can show you this dub effect. So here on my right side I have my return tracks, and on all the return tracks I have different kinds of delays and effects. I have also two controllers, so one for Multimedia with buttons, and I can send then my sends into the delays. And here I have two faders set up for my return tracks, and with this I can then play a little bit better with the feedback. There are also controllers that have both, and of course then this makes it even more easy to use. Let's look now at the first delay, and the first one is the echo delay from Ableton. I have it here on a 16th, and I have a little difference between the left and the right side, so you can move this up and down, and then you see also that it's starting to change over here. And I have my input up. This one you can activate, so this will give a little bit of distortion to the sound. And I have also my feedback and reverb up. The driver is fully open, so in here it sounds like this. So this delay is on a 16th, so pretty fast. And I would like to make a washy sound that is actually continuously in the track. So in dub tracks, you hear also more this vibey sound, a lot of times also in the background. And you can create this with this type of delay. And also here to my percussion. So now we go to the second sound, and that is my EchoBoy. So this on a ping pong setting, you can see it over here. I have a low cut and a high cut so that the sound is not too bright and that it really sits in the mix. Here it's on 16, and here on an 8, I have a lot of feedback, and also the red is open. This setting is on space echo, so I really want this old school vibe, and I have also saturation. After the EchoBoy I use a limiter, and the ceiling is on -6. This way, when I play with my feedback, and even when the feedback gets very loud, I will not destroy my ears or my equipment. So this is actually just for safety. Here after the limiter I use a pedal. This one gives really grit to the sound, so I really like this one. The next thing is to set up my sends and returns. So I have here my controller. If I go to MIDI, so and I can assign my clap to this controller. I already did this, but you just can click here and then you turn your controller and then it will assign to it. So this way I can use the controller to send the signal into my EchoBoy. So and that sounds like this. Now I want to create a feedback loop into the delay. So I go here to my send on my return channel and I click enable send, and I'm assigning this to my controller. I also assigned my fader so I can play around with those. So you hear the delay effect. Now I open up here my send for the feedback. Starts already working. Here's my next plugin, that is the space delay from Multimedia. I really love this one for the sound. And you have different modes also that you can choose from. I have the feedback also quite a little bit open. You have also filters that you can use, and also different kind of tape types. So I have it on an old tape and a little bit of noise. This one also has a Ableton limiter, so also with the ceiling on -6 dB. I also have my controller set up, so again also with a feedback loop, and also with the fader that I can move up and down. I use this effect for my gore progression, and my gore progression is the Pigments synth, and you can see it over here. And the cutoff and the resonance is also here assigned to my controller, so I can play with this. Here's the filter. So I can play with that. Here's my send. And here's my feedback. Here I have my next return track, and the first thing that I use is a phaser. So from the phaser, I go into my saturation. That is this one. And then I have again a tape delay. And this tape delay, I also drive a little bit more on the input. So in here you have the limiter, again on a -6 dB ceiling to keep it a little bit safe. So in this one I use for the following sounds. My next effect is the spring reverb, and it sounds like this. I also use a vintage reverb. This one is from Valhalla, with a low cut and a high cut. So my space delay is assigned also here on the sends, and I send it to the spring reverb and the Valhalla. And in this way, I can get a more dramatic effect. So first we go into the delay. And then I open up here my reverbs. The last delay that is really good for dub effects is the Zen Delay. So I have it over here. I did also a full tutorial on the Zen Delay, so I would say check it out if you want to know how that one works. I have the Zen Delay assigned also here to controller, and that sounds like this. So, and this gives a really nice dub sound. We will now listen to the song, and I also have here my mutes assigned to my controller, so that way we can hear how the song sounds with all the effects or without. Working with dub delays is one of my favorite approaches in making music, as it's creative and I always get new ideas from it. Of course, you can also record your dub delays and feedbacks as new tracks to create new soundscapes that you can sample from. The possibilities are endless. Let me know what you think of it, and I'll see you next time.